Good evening. We're back with more Marvel Champions, and this evening will be part 2 of our Captain Marvel Hero Spotlight. We'll talk about the deck in more detail, what cards can be swapped in or out, and where to go to buy this deck, which hero packs you need to get to buy this deck. So it is an expensive one, 2 expansion boxes and 5 hero packs, but a number of the cards you can do without if you need to. The Captain America Hero Pack, the Black Widow Hero Pack is essential. Rapid Response is an essential card for quite a lot of leadership decks and will be a hero pack that you want to pick up if you're a serious leadership player. The Captain America Hero Pack you can do without. Falcon and Squirrel Girl are really interchangeable with any other Avenger ally, I would say. And Quinjet can be nice from time to time. It's not essential. The Rise of the Red Skull expansion box, Team Training's a nice card. Goliath and War Machine are decent, but again, they're not essential. Same as the Captain America Hero Pack. These are not essential cards and can easily be swapped out for any other Avengers. And Team Training can be swapped out for any other leadership card that you think is good, really. Ant-Man Hero Pack with Giant Man and Stinger, again, not essential. Quicksilver with United We Stand, not essential. Mad Titan Shadow is essential. Now, I said that each of these hero packs, Captain America, Ant-Man, Quicksilver, and Rise of Red Skull, were not essential. You could swap out any one of them. If you're missing a couple of them, you may struggle to make a decent Avengers deck, because you may struggle to simply come up with enough Avengers to put in the deck. So you can make do without one of those, but I would not think you could find 11 Avengers allies if you were missing 2 of those. And that's really around what you want, 10 or 11 allies. So you can find any combination of 10 or 11 Avengers allies, you'll do okay, along with Mad Titan Shadow and Black Widow. And of course the core set. The engine that makes this deck tick is Mighty Avengers, along with Team Training, along with Captain America, the ally. He's really strong. And White Tiger. And the others are supporting players, I would say. It's a strong deck. If you choose to run a standard leadership deck with Captain Marvel, it will do a little bit worse. I struggled to beat Rhino on Heroic 1 with a standard Captain Marvel leadership deck. Even though Beast works really well with Captain Marvel, I still struggled. And part of the reason is because the increased threat of Mighty Reduction, or the increased thwart of Mighty Reduction, gives you the ability to flip to Alter Ego more often. And Captain Marvel really needs that in order to generate resources, because her resource generation comes primarily from Alter Ego, her extra resource generation. Her Alter Ego ability draws a card, and Alpha Flight Station draws a card in Alter Ego. Resource generation is what separates one hero from another in Marvel Champions, and Captain Marvel's resource generation is from Alter Ego, so she needs ways to switch to Alter Ego safely, and the extra thwart of Mighty Avengers gives her a way to do that, because it means the allies can efficiently deal with the thwart that builds up in Alter Ego, or clear the threat off of the main scheme in order to be able to switch to Alter Ego without consequence. The strengths and weaknesses of Captain Marvel. Energy Absorption is the best card in the kit, in my opinion, generating 3 resources for free. And then apart from that, her Alter Ego and Alpha Flight Station are her strength, her main strength. She can give another player a card draw if she needs to. And Alpha Flight Station draws cards. Now, taking a look at the different aspects that you might run with Captain Marvel. One of the things that leadership provides is survivability, because Captain Marvel only has one defense. It can be upgraded with Captain Marvel's helmet, but that isn't reliable for the early turns because it's only one card in 40. And if Captain Marvel takes more than, 2 attacks to the face, she's going to be in trouble. So, leadership provides allies that can block for her. Protection provides defensive bonuses too, but the protection cards aren't particularly efficient or good if you can't reliably use them to defend and take no damage, which is where cards like Unflappable and Hard to Ignore come in. And Captain Marvel can't really do that because she only has one defense. So even with the defensive card, she can't reliably defend and take no damage. Justice, there's nothing about Justice that's particularly good with Captain Marvel. And Justice is in a rough place right now and has been for a long time, the fourth best aspect, in my opinion. Now, Aggression, there's some things you can do with Aggression, Captain Marvel. There's rushdown strategies with her that look to defeat really difficult expert level quests like Ronin, and I've seen it work successfully. You combine the damage aggression cards with her energy channel, with her photonic blast, in order to get the boss down as quickly as possible, and that is effective with Captain Marvel. But it must be said, at least in my opinion, that Captain Marvel is not especially powerful compared to, well, in the big picture, compared to some of the other heroes. She would be a B+, A- type of hero. She's capable of doing some things. She can beat some expert level quests. She can at least get Rhino down on Heroic 1, though I did struggle against the next level up. That would be Absorbing Man. And so my opinion on Captain Marvel is that she is certainly not S tier, and I would have her ranked in the B+, A- tier of the heroes that I've looked at so far. Nova is the best of the heroes that I've done a spotlight on. Scarlet Witch is second, and Captain Marvel would be third. She'd be like the lower end of the heroes that I will do spotlights on, and the lower end of the heroes that are viable for any level of high difficulty, heroic level difficulty play. So, not a hero I would necessarily advise putting a lot of money into unless you are a Captain Marvel fan, or you already have most of the cards you need or something like that. But it's not a hero that's going to unlock a lot of new doors in terms of being able to beat scenarios that you've had problems with in the past with other heroes. She may be slightly better than some of the weaker heroes. She's going to be better than the weaker heroes, and maybe slightly better than some of the average heroes. But if you've already been tackling a scenario with a pretty good hero, Captain Marvel's not the kind of hero that you go out and build a deck for and then you're able to conquer scenarios that you couldn't beat before, unless you're willing to do like a rush down strategy against something like Ronin. I'm not a big fan of it. It feels a little bit gimmicky to me. I prefer being able to control the board and down scenarios like the more traditional way. But if I wasn't able to down a scenario in any other way because the scenario is just overtuned, too difficult, and Ronin is certainly a candidate for that, I have no issue with running a Captain Marvel rush down aggression deck in order to just be able to get the job done. And I would have no issue if they started designing more scenarios that were where the intention was for players to beat it that way. I would appreciate having a wide variety of strategies to win in this game. That would work. One of the things that I wish were the case more often is I wish that there were scenarios that specifically needed you to run Justice or run Aggression or run Protection, because otherwise you wind up pretty much just always running Leadership or Protection for solo play, and you only really delve into the other aspects if you're playing multiplayer. and that can, well, it's a little bit disappointing. We kind of hope for more versatility, more viable strategies from the different aspects eventually, but we'll have to see where everything lands when all is said and done. Anyway, leadership is where it's at for Captain Marvel. I like Mighty Avengers. The standard leadership build, I would consider Beast to be an essential card from the Cyclops Hero pack because of the way that he can fetch an energy absorption, which generates 3 resources. Makes Beast very, very strong with Captain Marvel. And when you can get him into play repeatedly with rapid response, make the call, maybe even regroup, you can take advantage of him multiple times, which is quite strong. So running standard leadership, I consider Beast to be an essential card. Otherwise, if you choose to pick up these cards, you can also play them pretty much interchangeably with any other Avengers hero, and they'll be strong. But don't expect any miracles. They will top out at beating Rhino on Heroic 1, at least with Captain Marvel, and maybe struggling to get past something like Absorbing Man on Heroic 1. So that's our Captain Marvel Hero Spotlight, and thank you for watching.